We had a great discussion, I think, of tax policy. We had probably the three people I would have wanted to gather together for this discussion. Everybody in this room surely knows Washington differs a great deal from other states in the nation in terms of how we tax. So we rely heavily on the sales tax, 47% of the revenues here, followed by B&O tax at 18%. Our B&O tax, for a point of reference, collects more than 3 times the state average for corporate income tax. At this point, what we're trying to do is understand state tax structure, how adequately it's meeting Washington's needs in terms of allowing businesses here to be competitive relative to their peers in other states and other countries.
I think a strong case can be made that the strongest tax structure is one that has low rates, broadly applied, with few exemptions, and in effect depoliticized. I think an equally strong case can be made that we have categorically the opposite.
If you've got a difficult system like Washington does, frankly, with the over-reliance on sales tax and the B&O tax, which no economist will say is a good idea, I'm not sure where you can go with that short of educating the populace and then putting some issues before them vis-a-vis constitutional changes.
I kind of deal in political realities. The political realities are we are competing with other states.
The qualities are often criticized by people who want to see fundamental tax reform, the absence of business tax, the somewhat clunky business and occupation tax. I believe it was Senator Hill who made the comment. We're also using those things as marketing tools.
And unfortunately, what happens is we start bidding with other states.
Every governor loves to win, the big company. That's the legacy. Do incentives help or hurt a state? And from a practical standpoint, they're here to stay.
If we had Idaho's tax structure, we would have, instead of about a $40 billion budget, we'd have an additional $10.2 billion a biennium. If we had Oregon's tax structure, we would collect about $9.6 billion additional every 2 years.
We're not going to get any kind of change in this state until we have greater confidence on the spending side.
There is demand for more money without any thought about holding accountable on what actually is generated by that money. Every new spending program should have written into it what it attempts to do, how we will measure whether it's going to be successful enough, and sunset it in 10 years, so it has to be reviewed and audited.